Hello everyone, this is Jasmina, and in this video I'm going to talk about the Heavenly Wish formation instructions. So the Heavenly Wish formation is one of the three rarest types of date selection that I know of. It is excellent for helping if you have a health issue that when conventional medicine can't help and you can't find a doctor who who can treat you, or maybe you can't even find out what is wrong with you. So it can help treat that even if a doctor cannot. Now it is used for things that are beyond current human capabilities, except when it comes to money matters. And and so it's really not good for winning the lottery. So don't waste this day wishing that you could win the lottery. It just won't work. You would have won it anyway if you do, because that involves luck and not heavenly intervention. Now, each month has a given day pillar for this formation, but that day pillar may not show up in the month. And so on the whole, it's between 6, maybe 7 times a year you will have a Heavenly Wish Day. So it's roughly every other month. I think there are times when you can have a 2-month gap, but that's somewhat rare. But because they are so rare, you should not miss them if you have this type of problems. And so use it even if it's a clash day. Of course, if it's a clash day, you're only going to manifest and not activate, but definitely don't miss it if you need it. If the day happens to clash with you, manifest only on that Heavenly Wish Day. And if you clash with the month, it's also ideal just to manifest. It's like a little safer. It's not as important as the day clash, but still, it doesn't hurt. Now, action needs to take place on that day, and the action is basically research, um, unless you clash with the day or the month. And if it's the month, you want to wait till another month when you don't clash. But the day is more important. So if it's health related, and this is really ideal for that, uh, your action will basically be doing research, perhaps trying to find a different specialist or a new specialist. And so that would be phone calls and interacting, things like this. But this action should only occur after the Heavenly Wish Day on a non-clash day. That is, if you clash, then you wait to do this activation. If you do not clash, you can do this activation the same day. Now, you want to, if you can do this, wait until you have a day where at least the day doesn't clash with all 4 of your animal signs. Then that's the best activation possible. Because, really health, a concern of health this deep or this big of a problem really needs to be done carefully. So the standard guideline for manifestation, is normal. Countdown 64 to 1. This is to calm your mind, get into a Zen state, not a Zen, well, it's actually an alpha state. The brain waves are in alpha, I think. Or I think that's what they are. But anyway, there are little instruments you can buy. They're not cheap, but they can help you get into an alpha state of mind too. I mean, a relaxed state of mind. And then once you hit 1, you simply state your desired outcome. And it would be like heal my, and then state your health condition, or alleviate the problems from this health condition, whatever it is. Something along that line. So if it's not something that's going to kill you, but it's causing you a lot of problems, then you could ask to alleviate the symptoms. And that would be good enough, or at least that would be reasonable. So the whole idea is that when you're in a Zen state of mind, you're relaxed enough, and you actually listen to what you're saying. Because when you're counting down, you're not, there's no words involved other than numbers, which, allow your mind to calm down. Now, this manifestation does not require you to be any particular location of your house, nor does it require you to back to any given direction. So just be in a place in your house where you can um, have some peace and quiet. I mean, that is important. Um, but we can choose a particular sector, and you would use it if it's a good sector for you to use. That is one way you can have some peace and quiet. The best hour to use is the Heavenly Assistant hour, and the Heavenly Assistant hour does have a subsector. And if you can be in there and have the quiet um, surroundings so that you can easily manifest, then all the better. Maybe you'll kick your family out of the house for an hour so that you can do this in the best sector. Now, if the subsector is also clear of afflictions and untimely stars, and I can tell you about the ones that affect everybody, but you have to know your house's flying star chart and purple white chart to know whether or not this subsector is clear. But if it is clear, then this sector can also be used for the activation, and it's a little stronger if you can use that sector. Otherwise, you want to be in your residence's best sector to do the research that I talked about earlier. Finding a new doctor, maybe doing a little research about the condition, that kind of thing. Now, if you only rent a room, then do the manifestation in the most comfortable place within that room, and there's maybe you can go outside the house, maybe to a library or something, if you have a lot of negative things in, like afflictions and stuff in that sector, to do the activation. Or at least you can research, but when you need to call, you want to maybe go outside to call, and that would be better, better energy than if your room actually has like an affliction or something. Now, the data that I'm going to show you comes from a now vanished website by Batsa Chick. I found it some time ago. And also, it's been confirmed with the Chinese Metasoft subscription. And I also use this to confirm the dates for the Wheel of Heaven on the Chinese Metasoft site also. And they both work. So there are two formations out there, apparently, that people do know about. So unfortunately, the data from the website is incomplete. And right now, in the Dragon Month, in the Chinese Metasoft site, we have not had in 2023, 2024, or 2025, in the Dragon Month, have we had a Wheel of Heaven date. So this is a bit of a bummer. I will fill this in and redo this slide when I get the data, but it won't be until next year at the earliest. So again, we have the months, and this is a Chinese solar months, and we have the day pillar that's associated with it. This does have it does start with the wood and then fire, then earth, but then it goes metal, earth, wood, water. It gets a little bit strange. But maybe this is just from a different source. I mean, that's obviously from a different source. I don't fully understand it. Now again, these 3 months overlap with the Wheel of Heaven dates. So they should be quite strong. They're agreed upon in both systems. These days are the days you really do not want to miss. So you can find all this information for yourself. I've given you all the information you need to find the Heavenly Assistant Hour and its subsector and the day quality. Of course, you have to do all that work, and you're welcome to do it. But if you join my channel, you can see all this information on the list that tells you what dates, and it'll tell you how good that date is to do these things. And so that saves you a lot of time. But if you want to do this on your own, go for it. I would like it if more people knew how to do this, because it would make it easier to get this information. So I'd like to thank you guys for watching. I hope you can use one of these days. Well, actually, I should say I hope you don't have to use one of these days because we're talking about health. But this is, now unfortunately, it really only works for yourself. So if somebody else in your family has a problem, they would have to want to do this. You could help them with the research, but they would have to do the manifestation. But thank you again for watching.